If you are not familiar with him, he is a rapper. He's also known as Rihanna's boo. You know, his name is ASAP Rocky. Apparently, ASAP Rocky was in serious trouble, meaning he was facing 24 years in prison. Well, he received great news yesterday, and I want to go ahead and bring that up on the screen, and we'll get into these charges against ASAP Rocky. Listen to this, a joyful moment here during his trial.
The Los Angeles Superior Court, County of Los Angeles, people of the state of California versus Joaquin Mayers, case number BA 508142-01. We, the jury in the above entitled action, find the defendant, Joaquin Mayers, not guilty of the crime.
Not against the audience.
I don't know if people saw, but he hugged. That was Rihanna that he hugged over there.
Hold it down. Clerk has to be right on count. Repeat again. We, the jury, above entitled action, find the defendant, Joaquin Mayers, not guilty of the semi-automatic firearm in violation of Penal Code Section 245, Section B. A felony is charged in count one of the information this 18th day of February 2025, jury seat number 9, 4 person. Right. Title, court, and cause. We, the jury, in the above entitled action, find the defendant, Joaquin Mayers, not guilty of the crime of firearm in violation of Penal Code Section 245, Section B. A felony is charged in count two of the information this 18th day of February 2025, juror seat number 94 person.
During this trial, I watched you periodically. You did what we asked of you at the very beginning, which is to give both sides a fair trial, pay attention, use your common sense, apply the law, and base your verdict on the evidence. I know you took extensive notes, and you took this as seriously as any jury could. We cannot have jury trials without folks like you. So you certainly have my gratitude. I want to extend to you my best wishes. Again, thank you. The admonition to not discuss the case no longer applies. You can talk about the case with anybody if you want to, or nobody if you don't want to. Alex has your certificates of completion. You can take your juror badges with you. Thank you again. You are excused.
All right. So that was ASAP. Rocky has been cleared on charges. He was found not guilty. I do want to get into the details of this case because these were serious charges against him. In case you are not familiar with the matter here, again, a joyful day there in the courtroom for ASAP Rocky, rapper, and again known as Rihanna's, boo thing. He was found not guilty in a shooting trial. Here's what to know about the case. I do want to go through a little bit of this for you guys here. He was charged with 2 felony counts of assault with a semi-automatic firearm filed after November 2021. The incident November 2021, in which a former friend said the rapper shot at him in Hollywood, grazing his knuckles. Let's just stop right there because this goes to show you how slow the justice system works. This incident took place in 2021. Here we are, 2025. You see, they're just now giving that verdict, right? So in that time span, Rihanna has had a baby, right? So think about all the other things that were happening along while he was awaiting this verdict. So there's that. Rocky, we go to this part here. Rocky had been free on bail since his 2022 arrest, but he faced immediate incarceration if he had been convicted. Rocky pleaded not guilty, rejected a plea deal that would have involved very little jail time, and opted not to testify during the case. This is risky, right? So a lot of times lawyers will try to get you to take a plea deal. And so a lot of these cases, you don't even get to see, right? So when people say, oh, when is this person going to trial? A lot of these incidents don't even end up happening in a courtroom because the lawyer is able to convince their client to take the plea. And they'll say something like this: just take the plea deal. You don't want to go to trial. You don't want to deal with all that. Just take the plea deal. That's the best offer you're probably going to get. So he actually took a big risk here, not taking that plea deal, going to trial, and then also choosing not to testify. A lot of times they get you to plea out, right? Let's go on a little bit more here. It says that he appeared nervous ahead of the verdict and leaped into the arms of Rihanna, his longtime partner, once it was clear the jury acquitted him. He said, "Thank y'all for saving my life." Now, here's a couple of things. What did the jurors decide? Ultimately, it took the jury of 7 women and 5 men roughly 3 hours to decide the case, finding Rocky not guilty of the 2 felonies. They could decide Rocky was not guilty because he only fired blanks from a prop gun taken from a music video set, as the defense argued, or that he acted in self-defense. Or they could simply decide the prosecution didn't prove its case and there was too much reasonable doubt to convict. So here's something interesting that's a part of that testimony here. ASAP Relly's testimony made up the bulk of the prosecution's case. That's his homie, right? That's his friend. One surveillance camera recorded the sound of the shots being fired. Another partially captured a scuffle shortly before the shooting. Yet another video showed the incident itself. Through the frame within view was small, blurry, and far from definitive, right? So because they said there was that one video that did show the incident, but it was small and blurry, the jury really couldn't say that they knew without the shadow of a doubt that the person in the video was ASAP Rocky, right? So there's that part. And then the other piece here, it says that jurors also considered text messages to Rocky and others that Relly sent before and after the incident. Relly also filed a lawsuit and said in the communications that he had a greater desire to be paid than to see Rocky prosecuted. Rocky's lawyer called him an angry, pathological liar who committed perjury again and again and again and again. Defense witnesses included 2 members of Rocky's inner circle who testified he carried a prop gun. Now, I just want to bring up another case that I discussed before on this show about a year or so ago, and that was the trial of, the Rust cast with Alec Baldwin. Alec Baldwin, without the shadow of a doubt, killed someone on that set. Now, obviously not intentionally, but there was a mixture in the rounds where some of the rounds were blanks and were like for the prop gun, and some of them actually had live ammunition. And unfortunately, when Alec Baldwin fired his gun, there was live rounds in there within that mix, and he shot and he killed a young woman on the set. Again, not intentionally. But at that time, what the DA was arguing is that, well, technically you were still responsible because as the producer of the film, it is your responsibility to check and make sure that all the ammunition is, prop ammunition, that they're blanks, that they're not live rounds. This trial went back and forth for a while because I remember at first they acquitted them and then they came back and said they got more information, etc. Either way, the point I want to bring you is this: even during that case, Alec Baldwin wasn't facing 24 years. But this incident here with ASAP Rocky, where they were accusing him of shooting his friend, which they said grazed like his knuckles, he was facing 24 years. So no, there's no real justice in the justice system. And I said this before back then about Alec Baldwin with manslaughter. I said, remember again that it doesn't mean that you intended to kill that person. But what it does show is that the actions or the recklessness that you caused, that actually contributed to the death of said person. So people have to understand the difference there. So no, there's no justice in the justice system. The penalty Rocky faced if convicted, Rocky faced up to 24 years in prison. A conviction would have likely had immediate consequences, especially if he was taken into immediate custody. In addition to his life with Rihanna and their 2 young children, Rocky has a packed public schedule for the next few months. So what happens after his acquittal? He's got 3 big events coming up. He'll be headlining Rolling Loud Music Festival in LA. I think he's supposed to go to the Met Gala at some point, hang out with LeBron and Pharrell and all this jazz. And it also says he has a motion picture in the works as well. The Rihanna part here, before the trial started, whether Rihanna would appear was one of the biggest unanswered questions. And so the judge, they did ask his lawyer if she was going to show, and they said she's welcome to be here whenever she wants. I'd just like to know. So just wanted a heads up. But yeah, she was there in the courtroom. It says she was a frequent observer in that courtroom. And so she was there for people who are wondering what happened. This relationship here between A$AP Rocky and A$AP Relly, it says that the trial had its roots in high school in New York when the Harlem raised Rakim Mayers, that's A$AP Rocky, and Terrell Efron, known as A$AP Relly, who was the trial's most important witness. So these two, they go way back. It says a feud developed after Rocky achieved widespread fame and came to a head in Hollywood that night, November 6, 2021, when Efron said that Rocky fired at him 3 or 4 times, the shots grazing his knuckles. So again, like I said, he was facing 24 years for a shot that grazed someone's knuckles, and Alec Baldwin was not facing 24 years for actually killing someone. So yeah, there's no justice in the justice system, but it is definitely, I think, clear to say here that A$AP Rocky is the winner in this situation, right? He's not a loser. He won. So now he doesn't have to worry about this anymore. And honestly, like, check your friends, man. You gotta be careful. Especially as you start to blow up, and A$AP Rocky did blow up. As you start to blow up, you got to kind of check your friends and some of the people around you, because people try to do anything. And there is jealousy. And it sounded like Relly had some jealousy towards A$AP Rocky. And I don't know, people will switch up on you. Okay. I'll be the first to let you know. So, but a big win for A$AP Rocky. Big win. Hey guys, this was a Sabby clip. If you like what you saw, hit that like button and subscribe.